I know. And here's a question that keeps me up at night. There's two types of thongs in this world. There's the underwear and the sandal. Which came first? Anybody, sandal? Alright, let's assume for a second, just for our purposes here, that the sandal did in fact come first. That means, at some point in our history, a woman was wearing one of these sandals and said, huh. That feels really good between my toes. But no, I obviously have a physical disability. And having a disability, whether it's physical, invisible, learning, cognitive, whatever it is, it's different. It's a lot like having, you know, being part of any other minority group. Except there isn't anybody that, you have to deal with a certain level of ignorance. But there's not a group that like hates people with disabilities. Like I've never had anybody burn a wheelchair in my yard. When people make assumptions before they know me. Now, I guarantee when certain people see me, they make two assumptions. A, I can't hear you. I was standing in line a couple weeks ago and this guy was behind me and said, holy shit, there's something wrong with his hand. And then he called his friend over. He's like, Tommy, come here, man. No, put the burrito down. You gotta see this shit. Not even trying to whisper. That's when I started doing stuff like this. And when I get real deep into it, I'll drool. You know, just because that's what they expect. And the other thing that people assume is I can't do anything by myself. Like, I'll have people come up to me 2 or 3 times a week and just yell at me, can I help you with that? You want some help? I'm always like, no, man. I've used the urinal before. And then they usually apologize. Say, I'm sorry, it looked heavy. He taketh away, and anyway, but hey, and my favorite thing is if you have any kind of physical disability, and you go out to a restaurant, sometimes the waiter or waitress will take everyone else's order and then figure out who they think is in charge of you. And say, what would he like? Like, first I want to shove this menu up here. And then I'll have the special. And I always like to do this. Like messed up, made up sign language. Because that's what people do to me all the time. They're like, how are you doing? Like, you know what, I didn't know what you were saying before, but then you did this. And now it's crystal clear. Shit. Oh. You know, and everybody wants to be politically correct. Everybody's very concerned about that nowadays. So I have people come up to me every once in a while and they say, Mike, what should we call you? Like, what? And like, yeah, what should we call you? You know, crippled, gimp, disabled, handicapped? What is it? I'm like, listen, the proper term to use is person with a disability. That's the proper term. Or Mike. You know, because I answer to both. You know, you see me later, you yell disabled, I'm like, how you doing, man? What's up? As long as you don't call me handy capable, we're cool. Because I don't know who came up with this term, but it's hard enough to be a kid with a disability if you're little without having to go up to a bully. I'm not different. I'm handy capable. You're asking for a dead arm, trust me. It hurts. People aren't afraid to hit kids, they think we're slower. Lesson I learned very early. But no, and there's certain terms out there. There's different labels for everybody. And I personally like to apologize for my own generation. Because we don't know how to describe shit anymore. Like, I'll give it up to my parents. If they don't know how to describe something, they'll say, you know, oh, what's that word? What am I trying to think of? And they'll actually go use a dictionary and look it up. Oh, not us. We like the easy way out. If we don't know how to describe it, it's gonna be gay. Gay or retarded. That's the only gray area. We either know the answer or it's gay or retarded. And it takes me off. Because gay, everybody go home and look at the dictionary. Gay means two things. Homosexual or happy. So when I'm watching, you know, football with my friends, I'm in the kitchen making some nachos, and one of them went, man, that call was gay. I run into the living room really excited. I'm like, holy shit, the ref had sex with a lineman? They're like, no. I said, well, was it a happy call? I said, no, it was the wrong freaking call. And I said, call it the wrong call.
Yeah.
But you know what you do for that friend, and we all have them, that says the word gay way too much, incorrectly? Next time they come up to you, and I'll just use the example. You know, my friend came up to me. He said, Mike, I met this beautiful girl last night at the bar, and we hit it off really well. We ended up going back to her place, and you know, we got it on. And first off, I said, congratulations on getting laid. Because, I mean, you gotta give that up to him. And then I said, listen, when you had sex with her, was it gay sex? And he's gonna get really pissed. Let me just warn you right now. He's gonna get really mad for a second. He's gonna be like, how long have you known me, man? I'm not gay. I told you it was a beautiful woman. What the hell are you thinking? And then say, calm down. Just breathe. Let me ask you this. When you having sex with her, were you happy? It's like, yeah, of course I was. She's beautiful. You had gay sex, man. Every person in here, gay, straight, homosexual, heterosexual, we've all had gay sex. Unless you're married. I don't know, I've heard rumors. And then the other word I don't like is retarded. I don't even have my friends come and say, Mike, you're retarded. Oh, you're a doctor, huh? And that doesn't even bother me as much as the word itself. Because the word retarded implies that at one point in time, you were just tarded. Now you had symptoms, and you went to the doctor and he said, listen, I got some good news and bad news. Sir, the bad news is you're tarded. The good news is we got a cream that'll clear it up. So you take the cream, 6 weeks go by, tardy goes away. A year later, you have the same symptom. So you go back to the doctor and he says, well, sir, we ran some more tests. I'm afraid to tell you the tarded is back. I'm sorry, sir, you're retarded. only then does that word make any freaking sense. So don't use it. That, and there's one more term. This isn't related to anything like race or disability. It's just my own personal soapbox. There's a lot in